Welcome to the Scouting Expedition podcast, courtesy of the Cascade Pacific Council of Scouting America. This is more than just a podcast, it's an adventure cast. Here we'll share stories and insights about the lifelong adventure, real-world grit, and personal growth only found through scouting here in the Cascade Pacific Council. We'll have guests here indoors, but also head outdoors to meet those that make the Scouting Expedition come to life for thousands of local youth here in Northwest Oregon and Southwest Washington. Each episode will start with the latest news, reminders, and important deadlines for our families, scouts, leaders, and volunteers, so you can just take a quick listen or watch in a way that's convenient for you. Then we'll dive into the topic of the day. So let's get started.
Hello, Scouts, Scouters, and friends, and thanks so much for joining us on today's edition of the Scouting Expedition podcast. My name is Chris Bartell, Director of Marketing and Innovation here at the Cascade Pacific Council of Scouting America, and today we are going to share with you some new videos we've developed to help you bring new kids, new families into scouting. So we'll show you that in a moment. And by the way, happy Labor Day weekend. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend, maybe even getting out there and having some adventures yourselves. So let's dive into it, shall we? And as always, we like to start off with a safety moment. And today we're going to remind you to check out scouting.org for your safety moments, because there are a plethora of them there, and literally on every kind of topic. And we just want to remind you to start off your scouting expeditions, adventures, meetings, all of that with a safety moment. And again, you'll find just, more than 100 of these are available there at scouting.org. Just do a little search for safety moments and you'll find them right there. All right, in this fall, this season, we want to, of course, invite your friends and families into scouting. So let's chat about some new recruiting and marketing tools. But first, we want to remind you to update your Be a Scout pin. That is what is your description there at boyscouts.org and has your contact information. And so check it out and make sure that it's all up to date. Very, very important, because we're going to show you why here, because we're going to try and bring in new scouts and provide some new leads for you here. So if you can make sure that you do this, and update your Be a Scout pin. It's very, very simple. We actually went over this on a previous podcast episode, just walked you through it. But basically, it's super simple. You just go to my.scouting.org, hit that Organization Manager button, and then go to the unit pin, click Update and save it, and then you can share your URL and your QR code. And we're asking you to actually share that with folks instead of telling them to go to Scoutly at Be a Scout and using that tool to actually register if they want to register. Just use your specific URL. Tell your friends and families that want to join to use your URL. And again, not try and fill out the forms there that come through that Scoutly little tool there at boyscout.org, because there's a couple of glitches there. So anyway, thanks so much for checking that out. And next up, we want to remind you that you can get promoted this fall, because we have a 5-minute questionnaire there in your Compass Points email newsletter, or if you happen to be watching this on YouTube or somewhere else, you can actually just scan the QR code here, and it'll get you to a questionnaire, because we just want to find out how you're doing, how your scout unit's doing, if you have plans for the year and whatnot. And the incentive to fill out this little questionnaire is so that we can promote you, because it tells us that you're an active scout unit, you're paying attention, you're doing stuff, and you're having fun, at least hopefully having fun. If you're not having fun, by golly, we want to help you with that too. So that's another reason to fill out this form. And let's talk a bit more. We'll actually talk in a few minutes a bit more about what this all means in terms of getting promoted. And so one of the things that we're going to use here are these new videos at cpcscouting.org/marketing. There are multiple versions of some videos there. There are basically 2 separate main videos. There's a long one and a short one. They have each have a different script, but they also come in versions for various platforms. There's a square version, a tall version, and a wide version. You see it right there, what they're for, of course, and you probably know that if you're doing social media. But what's cool is you can download these right on your phone or your PC and post them, or you can schedule a post for your social media. And we'd like scout units to do this with their social media platforms, but also all of you parents and adults out there, share this with folks. And we actually on that page, we have some copy. I'm going to go to that page here in just a moment, but just want to kind of give you an overview. And as you'll see there, that there are male and female voiceovers. So we just had a little fun with that. They both have different music and a different voiceover talent. And so you can pick and choose whatever one you want to use there. All right, let's actually go to the page and I'll show you. So we just go to cpcscouting.org/marketing, and it'll pop up this page here, and you'll see right near the top here, it says new social media videos to promote your scout unit. Now, of course, you can actually put these on your website too if you happen to have a website for your scout unit. And but you'll see here, so we've got this female voiceover version, short version, the male voiceover short version, and then you scroll down and we have the female voiceover long version and male voiceover long version. And on the buttons here to the right, or if you're looking at this on a phone, it all goes into one long stream. So it'll seem like a long page, but you can actually click on these and it actually tells you, like the square version, we recommend using it for Facebook or Instagram, the tall version for, of course, Reels and TikTok, and the wide version you can use on Facebook and your website, of course, kind of wherever you want to. And what's neat is you basically just click on these, and we do have some information here because I wanted you to see this as well, or listen if you're just hearing this, is we have a couple other things. We want you to actually use some copy here if you like, that it says example post that you can copy paste. And so what I wrote here is adventure, grit, growth. This is why we scout. Join us for fun, friends, and adventure at, and this is where you can paste in your Be a Scout pin, or you can say DM us. But this is why this is important, because you can actually share this with everybody, especially on Facebook. You can actually put your URL in there, or you can just say DM us, depending on what platform you're using. And so you can download these. And so if you're on a phone, we actually have a little direction here at the top, where you would actually find your downloads on your phone. If you're using an iPhone or you're using an Android phone, have just a really quick, easy directions there. But anyway, so this is how this works. And you can actually click on these and it'll take you to our Vimeo page. And this is where you're going to download these. So you can actually see, if you're watching, or if you're just listening, there is a little download button underneath the video, and you click on that. So you click on that, and it'll download either to your phone or to your PC there, or your Mac, and then you can use it. So that's really how that works. You can click the back button on your browser there, and it will take you back to the web page, of course. So anyway, that's how those work. They're pretty fun. I hope you enjoy them. And as a matter of fact, why don't we'll play here we'll play the lady voiceover. We'll play her on the short one, and then we'll play the male version on the long one here. So let's go and do that.
Out here, things are different. The noise fades, the screens disappear, and something real begins. In Scouting America, adventure isn't just a word. It's a way of life. Grit is built one step, one challenge, one adventure at a time. Here, you grow into who you're meant to be by doing things you never thought you could. This is how we scout. Adventure, grit, growth for everyone. Only in Scouting America. Start your child's scouting adventure and learn more at cpcscouting.org/grit.
There are some things in life you just can't learn from a screen or in the classroom, like the grit you discover at mile 10 of a trail, the courage it takes to step up, not back down, and the responsibility of leading others, not because you have to, but because you're ready. This is Scouting America, and it's not just camping and knots. It's real adventure, real growth, real grit, and real life. For more than 100 years, young people have learned to lead when it's hard, to push through when it's uncomfortable, to find strength in themselves and in each other. Every hike, every badge, every moment, it's building something bigger. Not just a scout, a future leader, a role model, and a confident, courageous, capable human being. Because growth isn't a destination, it's a journey. And this journey, it's unforgettable. Adventure, grit, growth for everyone. Only in Scouting America. Start your child's scouting adventure and learn more at cpcscouting.org/grit.
All right, I hope you enjoyed those. It'll be fun to see how they how they work in terms of out there in the real world. So that's going to be fun. And here's a little tip that we want you to do as well, is you can actually, if you haven't been meeting, for maybe a couple of weeks or whatnot, or maybe even a month or something, you could actually repost some of those throwback posts or pictures or videos that you did late last year, or just talk about your adventures. So we recommend just actually posting these videos, and then you can actually post, your throwback pictures or whatnot, and just try and keep your Facebook and your Instagram or your TikTok feeds, live and all that kind of stuff and active. So we recommend doing that. And what's going to happen here is, let's go to the next slide here. We are also going to be using these videos, and what's going to happen is these brand videos, you'll see them on the CPC Scouting social media here shortly, and also what's going to happen is we're going to follow these up with a whole bunch of testimonial videos. So these videos are just what we call a brand video. It's got messaging and things like that, and it tries to really introduce people into scouting and tell them what it's all about, and then we will follow up with all the testimonials. We'll have quotes, we have testimonials from some scouts who've been on the podcast, things like that. And you'll see and hear that those, and you may have just heard this, that it actually it tells people to go to cpcscouting.org/grit. And many of you know that people can go there and get a free adventure kit. And what that does, I'm going to actually explain to you a little bit about the strategy here. So how this works is people will go to, they'll be on their social media. We will be pushing this out to parents of kids and teens in our age categories, to zip codes where we have had scout units respond to us on that questionnaire. And then what happens here, and you can see this on this slide if you're watching, is so we push these ads out there, and it of course drives people to click on cpcscouting.org/grit for a free adventure kit. They would then receive the adventure kit, and what happens is they actually receive an a series of emails over 7 weeks. We call it a nurture series. And the reason we're doing this is because there are so many people out there that don't know about scouting, and let alone the new brand, Scouting America. So these emails just teach them all about scouting. And what's interesting is we see in the tracking that they actually do read them, or a whole lot of them read them. It's actually pretty amazing. And so they get those over 7 weeks. But in the meantime, what's going to happen is I will go into the system and we will look at the leads. So I will look at the leads and see where people came from. And what we'll then do is we'll look at Be a Scout, and we will send you scout leaders the contact information for people who are in your area who are interested in joining Scouts. So hopefully this all sort of ties in together. And what I'm telling you, though, however, is that we're going to send you, based on your Be a Scout contact information there, that's where we're going to send the leads. So that's why I want you to make sure you update your Be a Scout PIN, because that's the email address that I'm going to use to send you information for people that are in your zip code or your area. Now, that also means that you may have scout units in your other scout units in your area. Well, they're going to be copied on it as well. So it means that, whoever finishes the sales job here and contacts these potential families, these potential scouting families first, or just has a really great sales pitch or information, or has an exciting program to share, well, that scout is most likely to check out your scout unit. So I hope this makes sense. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to post these videos, a whole bunch of other videos. We're going to basically create these ads that we push out there on social media. We ask people to go get a free adventure kit at cpcscouting.org/grit. They then receive emails. We receive their contact information, and then we will contact you with their contact information. And then you contact all these new parents. So hopefully that makes sense, and we're pretty excited about this. Now, I don't have like millions of dollars to spend on this, so this is not a guaranteed thing that you're going to fill your coffers, your scout unit coffers in terms of bodies, in terms of new kids with these leads, because my budget is small. So we are, but we're going to do our best, and we're going to be able to see this and track this and see what works. And we actually have other councils out there across the United States actually using the same strategy. And so we're going to be tweaking and modifying and playing with this as we go to try and keep it and try and improve it and really optimize our dollars here, our small budget. So anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing. All right, let's go to the next thing. The other thing I want to remind you about is that you need to check your leads in my.scouting, because while we may send you a lead, what happens is they're receiving these emails and whatnot, and all of the emails tell them to go find a scout unit near them at boyscouts.org. So that's why it's important at this time of the year, to log in. It's very, very, very simple if you're one of the leaders in your unit to just simply log in to my.scouting.org, go to the invitation manager, and just simply follow up with folks. So you're just going to want to keep on that all throughout this, well, heck, throughout the year you should do this. So, but at least right now during this season when a lot of people will be signing up for scouting, that you need to dive in there and make sure you check it out at least once a week, because if you don't, they will go to they'll get automatically reassigned to another scout unit. So, so you want to make sure you check into that. All right, there's enough about that. I want to tell you about some other great tools that are out there. We found out just about a week and a half ago that National Scouting America has a new relationship with this company called Color Shock Printing, and they are offering up a whole bunch of kits, bundled kits, as well as gear that you can actually purchase at colorshockprinting.com/scouts. Very cool stuff there, very neat. And so you can order, banners and stickers and a whole bunch of stuff. So check that out at colorshockprinting.com/scouts. We also want to let you know that we have a whole bunch of open house themes, one of which, of course, is that National Preparedness Month is in September. And so we have all the tools you need to make that fun for your scouts. We actually have plug-and-play meeting plans. We've got flyers and postcards and social media posts and all these kind of great things that you can use to promote National Preparedness Month, help other families be prepared, or as we say, be scout prepared. You can find out more about that at cpcscouting.org/prepared, and all the information is there, and you'll see that. And the plug and play meeting plans are actually really, really neat. We have ones for Cub Scout packs and for scout troops as well. Okay, the other thing we have are the Evergreen, I'm calling them Evergreen because you can use them anytime, are the Evergreen open house themes. So as you may have heard, we have a fishing derby theme, and we have a racing theme, so which is like Pinewood Derby races, and we also have Lego Pinewood Derby sets here that you can actually borrow from us. And we have, of course, Blast Off into Scouting, which is about rocketry, and here in the council office you can actually borrow our water bottle rocket launchers as well. We've got tons of them. So we actually have tools for all these things. You can see more about this at cpcscouting.org/marketing, and you can click on the buttons there for each one of these images if you're watching, and you can find out more about the tools and the things that we have there, as well as the promotional materials. We also have a plethora of gear for events. We have a giant gaga ball pit. We have got an archery range. Oh my gosh, we've got prize wheel spinners and prizes and canopies and banners and all these good things. We got stickers. And so you can actually get this gear from us. And again, at cpcscouting.org/marketing, and place your order for that, or contact us and we'll tell you what's available. We have a lot of things. We even have this giant fun Tetris game that's really, really fun. It's a great outdoor game. So check that out at cpcscouting.org/marketing. And as I mentioned, we have stickers and all that, but we have these really great flyers. We have these fantastic brochures. We have these really great postcards. I mean, oh, and by the way, all this stuff is free. The gear the other gear, like the canopies and things like that, we do ask for a $20 donation for that, and that just helps me replenish those items and pay for the cleaning of things like canopies or fixing the Lego Pinewood Derby. And so we'd love to have you pay $20 for that. But you can use, for the $20, you can actually use anything you want. So you can get all this stuff that's available, right, as long as it is available, for just $20. And then all these other things, these flyers and stickers and brochures, that this is all free. So make sure you know that, and make sure your parents know that you can order these things from us. So there's a lot of things you can customize as well. These little postcards that you actually can see here if you are watching, there are these 5x7 postcards. They are fantastic and a little hardier and sturdier than just a piece of paper. And you can just kind of promote your scout unit right on the back there, and we'll actually print that out for you and hand them over. So you can actually just tell us what you want on the back of the postcard, and we will do that for you. All right, that's enough of all the promotional and marketing materials and things like that. I'm sure that we'll be hounding on this for probably the next month or so, just to make sure everybody hears about it. But in other news, we want to let you know that you are invited to celebrate award-winning volunteers and more. This happens on October 7th at 7 p.m., and it's at the Our Lady of Lavang Church Ballroom. We are calling it the Pathfinder Awards because all of you out there are helping these scouts find their path. So the cost is $10, and it includes dessert. There will be just some really, really great fellowship time as well. And the award recipients actually and 4 guests are free, just so you know that. You can go to cpcscouting.org/pathfinder, or if you're watching, you can scan the QR code and sign up and register for that. We also want to let you know that University of Scouting is now live. If you don't know about University of Scouting, or you have not been, and I tell you what, as a parent who's been doing scouting for quite a long time, I actually had not gone until the past few years, and I was blown away. It is amazing. There are dozens of adult classes here. So this is like the super duper training day, where there are things like Dutch oven cooking and knot tying and how to plan and how to teach. I mean, there are just so many things, classes on empathy. I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. We'll have some classes on marketing too. And this happens November 1st at Mount Hood Community College. Please check it out. Check out all the classes. It is absolutely incredible. And even if you're not a quote-unquote leader in your scout unit, have a patch and a title or whatnot, don't worry about it. Come anyway, because if you want to learn about Dutch oven cooking, and I tell you what, Dutch oven cooking is awesome, even just for your family. It's really delicious. You will get to learn that, and it's really, really fantastic. So check out the calendar for details, because there are tons of classes. You can download the class schedule, and it's fantastic. Again, this happens November 1st at Mount Hood Community College. Also live is Super Weekend. So for you older scouts, this is awesome. It is like a mini summer camp, if you will. There's climbing and shooting and trail to first class and so much more. It happens at Camp Merriweather. And actually, both sessions are live. So the fall session, October 3rd through 5th, and the spring one, April 3rd through 5th, are live. So if you're planning way ahead, you can do the spring one, or if you'd like to join us in October, we'd love to have you. You can see it at cpcscouting.org/superweekend, or check it out on the calendar. Also, for you PACs out there, if you haven't seen this yet, there are these fantastic new den meeting card decks, and they kind of work. They kind of work like a Magic the Gathering cards. They've been designed like cards that kids are used to playing with, or maybe you've collected these kinds of cards. They are awesome, and they teach you. You literally can pull out these cards and say like, oh, that looks like a fun topic. It'll tell you how much time it takes, what kind of prep it takes, whether you should do this inside or outside. It is awesome. So check those out at cpcscouting.org/scoutshop. And come on over and visit us and pick up some of these decks. They are absolutely fantastic. We have a sample you can look at and play with, and then they've got them for every single den type. So come and check that out at the Scout Shop at cpcscouting.org/scoutshop. Speaking of the Scout Shop, we have some. And speaking of the Scout Shop, we actually could use a part-time Scout Shop sales associate. If you are interested, you can actually talk to Kim. Her email address is kimberly.grayboys@scouting.org. And speaking of the Scout Shop, we have a part-time job opening for a Scout Shop sales associate. And so if you would like to join in on that, if you're looking for a gig, a part-time gig, by golly, toss us an email. The email is in your email newsletter, or you can pop into the Scout Shop or visit the website at cpcscouting.org/scoutshop. And we also want to let you know that the Fall Popcorn fundraiser is underway, but you can also still join in on it. Reed tells me that it's still available to you if you are interested in supporting your scout adventures with popcorn sales. It's fantastic. And it's really not about selling popcorn. It's about asking people to support your scouting adventures. And the thank you gift is the popcorn. So go for it. Learn more at cpcscouting.org/popcorn. Okay, some adventure news we have. We just want to let you know that Camp Merriweather's Centennial in 2026, that summer, is now officially full. So, you're not going to be able to join us for Camp Meriwether's 100th, at least for that part. We're going to have other activities and things like that over the year, however, as well. But meanwhile, you can join us at Camp Pioneer. There are 2 awesome new programs for you older scouts there. There is the Cascade Trek, which means you can actually do a 7 or a 10-day high adventure trek from Camp Pioneer, using Camp Pioneer as your base camp. And our team there is going to be able to train you. If you're a little leery, aren't sure about backpacking that far, then our team will actually teach you what it's all about and how to do it. So they'll prepare you if you're a little nervous about going on large backpacking adventures. So check it out at cbcscouting.org/pioneer. Also there, you're going to see information about the Cascade Chronicles. This is a fantastic role-playing game. There are adventure quests with this. This is happening at Camp Pioneer. It is awesome. It's like gaming and adventure and real role-playing all in one. There will be a whole bunch of quests, as I mentioned, these adventure quests where you're going to compete against different teams, and it's just going to be awesome. Check it out at cbcscouting.org/pioneer. Also, Camp Baldwin registration is now open too, so if you like to climb on rocks, like for realsies, real rock climbing, and you like horses, and you like mountain biking, and you like mountain boarding, and you like aquatics, and all that awesome stuff, well, by golly, join us at Camp Baldwin. It's fantastic, and just rave reviews this summer about Camp Baldwin. And so if you can't join us at Meriwether, you can join us at Camp Baldwin. It's going to be great. Or Camp Pioneer, of course. You can find out more about Baldwin at cbcscouting.org/Baldwin. And speaking of camping on steroids, you can join us at Jamboree. This is the ultimate camp out, the National Jamboree, where you will get to meet 20,000 scouts from all over the United States. And more than camping, you're going to be doing stadium shows. You're going to be doing adventure sports. You're going to be climbing. You're going to be doing pioneering. You're going to be doing zip lines. It is awesome. There is, oh my gosh, there's rafting. There are mountain bikes. There are BMX tracks. It is fantastic. This is for scouts ages 12 to 17. And it happens at Summit Bechtel Reserve. If you haven't heard about that, just do a search. You will be blown away. And then they're going to do a trip to Washington, D.C. as well. And that'll be fun because it's the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. So by golly, there could be some really fantastic sights that you could see there in Washington, D.C. And there is the cost of this is $5,200, but scholarships are available and there are fundraising opportunities too. And so if you're interested in that, go to cbcscouting.org/jamboree and find out more. Whew, speaking of adventures, we have this awesome adventures planning website. So if you're wondering what kind of adventures you guys might be doing this year or might want to do this year, check it out at adventures.cbcscouting.org. And there are high adventure plans and Cub Scout approved campgrounds and so much more. Again, that's at adventures.cbcscouting.org. Okay, some council events we want to let you know about. We have this Tell a Friend About Cub Scouts Adventure Day, where we want you to go out there and just invite friends to go to this adventure day. It is at Camp Lewis. It's on September 13th, so it's coming up fast, and there's a room available still. It is going to be so much fun. There is going to be archery and slingshots and outdoor cooking and so much more stuff, and just to really help friends understand what scouting is all about. So this is for potential prospective families and scouters and scouts. And so check it out. It's going to be really, really fun. There's information there in your Compass Points email newsletter, and just forward that along to them, or just copy paste it into an email, or toss them a text and say, hey, there's a fantastic opportunity at one of our camps in Battleground. If you want to go to it, it's awesome. And here's the link for that. So anyway, you can send that out to friends. And speaking of another thing you can send out to friends is the Bring a Friend Fishing Fun Day. This is for kids and teens ages 5 to 17. It happens the week after the Adventure Day. So this is on September 20th. It happens at St. Louis Ponds in Jervis. And you can check out the calendar for details on that and registration. So bring a friend and let's go fishing. Hey, and another fun outdoor activity. I mentioned horses at Camp Baldwin. Well, if you love our horses, you're invited to the Butte Creek Roundup. Or if you're just on the edge about horses and you just like the idea of horses, well, come and join us for the Butte Creek Roundup. Check it out at cbcscouting.org/roundup. This is a fundraiser. It's a dinner. It's a barbecue. Oh my gosh, great program. It is so much fun. And this happens September 27th at Butte Creek. horse ranch, and you're just going to love it and help us support our horses. There's going to be music. It's just a blast. So check it out at cpcscouting.org/roundup. Some district events we want to remind you about. There are a plethora of Webelos Woods happening. We've got Mid-Columbia's, Spirit Lakes, and River's Edge are all happening October 3rd through 5th, so make sure you sign up for those. We have some training events, too, here coming up. We have Wilderness First Aid. This happens on September 20th through 21st and October 18th through 19th, a fantastic course. And you know what's interesting is it's more than just wilderness first aid. You're going to learn about long-term first aid. So if there was an earthquake or anything like that, and this is going to be National Preparedness Month, so good time to learn your first aid for long-term when people might not get help for a while. So we were really just amazed by this course. Highly recommend it. Check out the calendar for details and make sure you register for that. We also have training for BALOO, which is the Basic Adult Leader Outdoor Orientation. This is for Cub Scout packs. It's required for Cub Scout pack camping, and this happens October 17th through 19th at Camp Lewis, and so you can register for that through the calendar. We also, at the same time at Camp Lewis, we're having the older Scout version of this, the scoutsbsa version, which is called IOLS, the Introduction to Outdoor Leader Skills. So if you're kind of on the fence about, camping, you might be nervous about it or not sure what to do when you go camping with the Scouts and how to teach things, this is for you. You're going to learn lots of great skills in either one of these courses, and it's just a really, really fun weekend that you'll get to learn a lot, and both of these are required for the outdoor activities if you're going to take your Scout units, on big adventures and such. Speaking of training, we have Wood Badge. This is the ultimate training for adults. So this is a deep dive into how to really help guide your Scout unit and make it efficient and effective and all of that. But also this is great just teaching for career and life too, actually. So as we say, it's next level leadership. And this is happening at Butte Creek Scout Ranch, and it's happening October 3rd through 5th and October 11th through 12th. And you do have to attend both weekends. So make sure you put that in your calendar there. And you can check out more at cpcscouting.org/woodbadge. And we want to remind you about a Scout night, well, actually, it's more like a Scout weekend, if you will, at the Rose City Comic Con. And what's happening is they are offering up discounted tickets for our scouting friends here. And this happens at the Oregon Convention Center. It happens next weekend, September 5th through 7th. So you're going to want to get in on that. Kids ages 3 to 10 are actually free, and you can find out more at the CPC calendar. Whew, that was a lot. I know, that was a lot. That's a lot of news. That's a lot of recruiting information. And whew, it's just a lot to explain today. And I'm so excited to share it with you. And thank you so much for joining us. And if you'd like to join us on the podcast, have a story to tell or skill to teach, that we'd love to have you. We really would. And especially, we'd love to hear your Eagle Scout stories. For you Eagle Scouts out there, we'd love to interview you, or you and your family, you and your parents, you and your Scout leader, whatever works for you. We'd love to share that story with the world. So toss us an email at podcast@cpcscouting.org. Thanks again for joining us, and hope you have yourself an absolutely fantastic rest of your Labor Day weekend, and we will see you next time.